Greetings, watchers of the PG verse. For today's video, it's my second video. I decided I will do a little performance on how Potions Master and Professor Snape treats Harry Potter, his friends, and other students who are not in Slytherin. Greetings, my Slytherin students. You are the only students in this school that I care about. So just so you know, if I see you cheating or sabotaging other students' potions, I will do nothing to interfere. And in fact, I will take away points from your victims. I will also insult other students on completely different sides of the room and ask why they didn't do anything to stop it. And one of my favorite victims of this class will be Mr. Harry Potter, our new celebrity. Something you should know, Mr. Potter. Your father and I hated each other. He hated me. I hated him. He bullied me. I bullied him back. I would also create very deadly spells that I would use against him and his friends as they attacked me. And, however, unlike me, one day he decided to be a better person. So he wasn't always bullying other students. However, I called your future mother, Lily Evans, a mudblood, and eventually I joined the Dark Lord's minions, the Death Eaters, because of Lucius Malfoy's influence. I later proved myself a very loyal Death Eater, as I was I was the Dark Lord's personal potions master. Also, in my service to the Dark Lord, I overheard a prophecy about a boy chosen by the Dark Lord to defeat the Dark Lord by the Dark Lord himself. I only heard parts of the prophecy that a hero born as a 7-month dies. They will be marked by the Dark Lord himself. Not sure what other part of the prophecy there was, but I then proceeded to go to the Dark Lord and give what parts of the prophecy I heard. And then, what didn't surprise me, he went and attacked your house. He murdered James Potter. And then, after attempting to spare your mother's life, he murdered her. But he tried to kill you, but he failed because of something Lily, I miss her, did. But it was only after then that I decided to betray the Dark Lord, because losing Lily was something that made me sad. I didn't care that you were going to be murdered. No, because you're still son of James. So you somehow survived, then you became a celebrity, but you obviously have been abused all your life. I mean, look at your oversized clothes. Look at Also, something you should know, I read most students' minds, and I have read your memories, Mr. Potter, so I know about you living under the cupboard under the stairs. I know about being forced to do all of the chores for your relatives. I know about the very fun sounding game of Harry hunting done by dear old cousin Dudley Dursley. I must admit that was a very funny memory of mine that I witnessed because it made me think, when your father and his friends bullied me, now you know what it's like to be bullied too. But also just don't forget, unlike your father who decided to become a good man, I didn't. I never have. I never will. I did not regret you almost getting murdered, 'cause I willingly handed over the prophecy. Also, Mr. Potter, the student behind you, Mr. Longbottom. Oh, also, both your parents, and his parents were members of Dumbledore's vigilante organization, the Order of the Phoenix, which were the enemies of the Dark Lord and myself. And we crossed wands occasionally in fighting. Of course, I was wearing my Death Eater mask and cloak, but they obviously knew who I was, 'cause James remembered how deadly and accurate I am with my spells, and of course, Lily recognized my dueling stance. By the way, Mr. Potter, because you failed to stop Mr. Longbottom's potion from failing despite you being across the room, you probably didn't help him because you thought it would make you look better. Oh yes, Mr. Malfoy, excellent throwing of the random ingredient into Mr. Potter's potion. Oh yes, also, Mr. Goyle, 15 points to Slytherin for following the ingredients. Miss Granger, for knowing information and questions that I asked Mr. Potter, which were rhetorical, but you tried to answer one of them. 15 points from Gryffindor. Because I hate most people, especially children, and I only mildly tolerate children in Slytherin. So as I was saying, I am a truly awful person that has only done a few good things in my life, but I will not stop bullying you, Mr. Potter, who is only a celebrity because he lost his parents, which I was partially responsible for getting murdered. Let's see what else. Ah, yes. Also, instead of being an actual professor, I will just teach like this. The instructions on the board begin. No, I will not answer any questions about the differences in cutting the ingredients, nor give advice on the importance of following directions and using the correct ingredients the right amount of times. Well, I do it privately in the Slytherin common room, so I'm positive the Slytherins know what they're doing. But That will not happen to any other student. Also, something that you should know, I only give an O to students that take my owl potions class, but you only get an O if you're a Slytherin, maybe if you're a Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, but absolutely not Gryffindors. In fact, for these next 7 years, everyone that's not a Slytherin will absolutely despise my potions class. In fact, because of me, there are probably a record-breaking number of people who won't become potions masters, healers, or agents of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement called Aurors, because my love of making you hate my class and hate me. But also, Dumbledore gives me free rein to treat everyone how I want to treat them. And Deputy Headmistress also does not stop me, which is also why, Mr. Potter, you breathe at a normal volume, but you interrupted my speech. That'll be another 30 points from Gryffindor. Oh yeah, so while we're on that subject, one of the major reasons that Slytherin can use winning is I give points to Slytherin, and I take away points from every other house for the most ridiculous reasons, if I give a reason at all, which I don't always do. So, let's see. Mr. Potter, you failed your potion. That will be a 0 for today. Mr. Crab, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a potion, but you get a exceeds expectations for trying your best on actually doing the assignment and not just staring off blankly into space. Well, everyone, that was a fun potions class. For those who aren't in Slytherin that were really looking for potions, well, instead, something that you should all know, I am actually incredibly talented at making potions. I am very good at providing instructions. That's why I made this annotations to this book. This potions book called I wrote down a bunch of my recommendations on how to modify the recipe. However, not a single one of you students will get this book or get notes on how I recommend helping create potions, but you might if you're a Slytherin. So yes, I do know how to provide absolutely extraordinary instructions on how to make potions, but none of you will learn that. However, if you, Mr. Potter, were to somehow convince other people, or you use your fame to get you a genuinely good potions professor, you would be allowed to have a private potions teacher to teach you, because I cannot teach you potions, and I will not teach you or anyone else in here potions. But you better not try to find someone that'll actually teach you potions, Mr. Potter, because if there's one thing I would hate even more is if you were good at potions making, because then that would make me realize a Potter succeeded because of my help, which I cannot allow. And don't forget, there will be 7 years of my potions class, but only 5 if you aren't strong enough to ignore my insults and criticisms, both directly and indirectly, directed against you all that aren't in Slytherin. So, however, if you do go through all of my classes and you're not a Slytherin, I will be very angry. So you better give up after your, well, before your owls. Well, I will be doing the owl test, unfortunately. But if you try to take my new class, you better be a Slytherin, or you better develop a very, very nigh impenetrable skin to handle getting insulted by me for all of these years to come. And with that said, please, everyone, like, comment, and subscribe to Mr. Ian Polar Gold's YouTube channel. And now, welcome to Hogwarts.